So, Grand Peace Online is releasing a new Battle Royale mode, and just in case you don't know what and just in case you don't know what a Battle Royale is, I'm here to tell you. A Battle Royale is an online multiplayer video game genre that blends last man standing gameplay with the survival, exploration, and scavenging elements of a survival game. Battle Royale games involve dozens to hundreds of players.
We do not care.
Battle Royale game, it's like a last man standing game mode where you scavenge for items and stuff. You played Fortnite before, you know what a Battle Royale is. And a Roblox game that we play, Grand Peace Online, is about to release that. And what the mode is going to consist of is 40 to 50 players that's going to last around 30 minutes. And if you do win this mode, you get a guaranteed legendary fruit plus. What that essentially means is if you win this mode, you kind of just eat, but it takes 30 minutes. I think it's worth it though, because you could spend less time doing a dungeon, etc. This is a guaranteed way to get a legendary fruit and mythicals inside Grand Peace Online. It actually is just really cool. And at first we were going to get just a random free-for-all mode that was going to be a free-for-all royale, which is pretty much just a free-for-all where it was just going to be 50 players placed on the map, and then you was just going to have to fight. It was going to keep like your same abilities and everything. Just imagine your player in game right now having everything that you have. So like, look, you see how I have one sword style? Just imagine me placed inside a map with 49 of the people watching this video, and then we just fight to the death. That is what the mode would have been before. And as you can like just from hearing that out loud, it sounds pretty lackluster, and I'm actually kind of glad that FOU is deciding to revamp this. And going off of that, FOU announced about 1 day ago that he is going to make it into an actual Battle Royale mode. He said that he decided to make it so that you spawn in with nothing and you have to go around the whole entire world, or should I say map, and just find out like some fruits, items, and hopefully weapons too. Yeah, like a sword or stuff like that. Pretty much he's making the Battle Royale mode exactly what people would want, an actual Battle Royale mode. Because if you think about it, imagine that you spawn into the map with like 1000 HP, and then you like go open up a chest and you find a katana and you have one sword style unlocked. Like, it sounds cool because you're coming off of a bus, which is actually going to be an L ship, which, so it kind of is just like the Fortnite battle bus, just that we're using an L ship because, you know, we're related to One Piece. It's a One Piece game on Roblox. But before I stray off the path too far, this actually is a really huge hype thing for GPO. It's literally a battle royale mode of all the stuff that we're using right now being placed into a map, and we can easily fight off for guaranteed legendary fruits. Does that not sound fun? And that's not even factoring in the fact that you're probably gonna be able to do like, well, this isn't guaranteed, this is all just speculation, of course. I don't want to guarantee anything with GPO because we know how that goes. But you could play with like duos, you could do squads, play with your friends. Hey, like, the possibilities are literally endless. And on top of that, it's going to be a new way for people to try out fruits because they can find them in Battle Royale and then simply just use them over there. So with the new Battle Royale mode, you can kind of think of it as like Fortnite, just that half the players are cut in half. And it's just our GPO avatars falling off of an L ship onto a map that we don't know what it's going to be yet. But just imagine a map wide enough to fit 50 players and have multiple fights going on at like different times all at once. Pretty much that's what the Battle Royale mode is going to be. Outside of that though, why am I making this video? Well, it's to show off my ideas for this mode, and I'm going to give you just like a quick rundown on them, and I want to see what you think. And I also want recommendations from you for the Battle Royale mode. So if you look here at this image presented from my beautiful profile photo on Discord server, I posted this message inside the creator suggestions chat so that hopefully on the 10% chance that the developers do see this, it possibly gets added to the game. Just some of these, I feel like all of them would make the mode perfect, but etc, we'll see it right now. So here are some of the things that I said. The first thing I said was outside things shouldn't affect the Battle Royale mode. I already explained that. And I said stats should be disabled for everyone, and everyone has the same amount of set HP and stamina. Now the reason as to why I said this is kind of like what I literally just now explained. If people have different builds, it would just kind of be, it would low-key feel like the free-for-all mode. And the main reason as to why I'm saying this is because people having completely different HPs and staminas, it's like, what's the point of finding items if somebody could already have more than you based off of them just having better stats than you from main game? I really do feel like everybody should have a set amount of HP. My ideal HP would be 700 HP and everybody spawns in with 500 stamina. And then around the map, because Full said that he's going to make it so that you have to get items and fruits from chests. Around the map, inside those chests, you have items that give you up to like 50 HP max and then 25 HP. And then you can easily put on those items so that you can get the said buffs from putting on items. I really do feel like it has to have set HP and stamina, because if people have different builds, what's the point of, like, what is the point of finding items? You could just make a health build and then not eat a fruit, get one sword style and just go clap people. Another thing that I said is fruit damage needs to be nerfed along with the set HP, as that the fruits have hard caps. And I give an example like Magoo having a hard cap of 150 damage for every skill. Now, this wasn't just my bias towards hating Magoo. I also am saying this because imagine if somebody's going in there with like a devil fruit stat page and they're doing what's a fruit? Goro, right? Let's say that they're doing like 150 damage to you on a flash smash and then their ultimate does like 80 per tick. That just doesn't sound good. Like, I really do feel like fruit should have a hard cap, so you can give a fruit like Magoo, since it's known for having high damage. Magoo can do like 100 damage at max, right? Actually no, maybe like 150, 200 damage at max, right? And nothing above that, because if Magoo's doing what it can do, which is like a 400 damage in magma stomp, that's not going to be fun. And like, no. just no. On top of that, considering like the burn damage, if burn damage is still inside the battle royale mode, I really do feel like fruit should have a hard cap for damage so that it's not too broken and it actually keeps the mode fun and refreshing. Because if everybody's going in and they're just going after the best fruit, it's not going to be diverse at all. People are just gonna go inside the battle royale mode, eat Magoo, find the HPs, find like the HP items that give the best stuff, and then it'll just be rinse and repeat. Another thing I recommended is skills having a longer cooldown. The main reason as to why I said this is just for transportation skills. Because if it's a battle royale mode, and assuming that the map is going to be wide enough to fit 50 players, if it's a battle royale mode, and let's say that somebody finds Pika and you get something like Gum, and you're fighting them, which is going to be like an M1 battle inside of a closed environment, you get that Pika player low, and they just fly away. Them still having a transportation skill versus you not having one, it's just problematic. For the fourth suggestion, I said everyone has V2 Buso Haki automatically. Now, the main reason why I said this is because if you spawn in on the map, and let's say that somebody lands on a chest and they get Pika from the chest, right? And then you spawn in on your chest and you get like a basic katana. How are you supposed to hit the Pika user? So Haki easily just solves that problem. The fifth suggestion I have is that Ken Haki only has 10 uses, and after that you can't use it anymore. It would make people be more tactical and think about when to use it versus everyone just spamming it to get out of danger. Now, I know that some people are already going to say Ken Haki stops proccing if you get hit with like a light kick or like a magma fist. But the main reason as to why I'm saying this is because you just have to think about how much more fun it would be if Ken Haki is used inside a tactical way. Because if you give somebody a certain amount of uses for an item, they're going to manage it way better versus not having a certain amount of uses to said item. So giving people only 10 uses and making it so that the Ken Haki dodges everything that's thrown in it would make it way more tactical, because people would see like you coming up to them. Like, let's say a Pika user flies up to you and they do a light kick and you're like, oh crap, let me throw on my Ken Haki so that I don't eat 75 or 60 damage from the said light kick. It would really make it more tactical, and people would have a better reason to just like use Ken Haki for one full fight, then run to the next fight and use Ken Haki again, I guess. The next suggestion I said is to allow buildings to be breakable from skills if the map has buildings on it. Since we can't build, it would be cool if our skills could break buildings, because if someone runs outside the room, you won't be able to hit them due to buildings being unbreakable. Now, this suggestion, to me, is optional, but it would be pretty ideal. And the main reason as to me saying this is because I said that it would give more options versus having to simply just chase after the person if they start hiding. You'll be able to decide whether you want to chase them or pressure them into coming out. And by pressuring them into coming out, I mean breaking the wall that's stopping you from getting to said player. It makes a lot of sense to allow structures to be breakable instead of battle royale mode, because it will add pressure. It will make people think, oh my god, can I stand there and eat this Karoo food? Or can I go to like a different place and like eat the Karoo food over there? it just makes it more tactical and more fun, because people wouldn't just hide behind a wall and be like, oh, I have iframes from this wall being unbreakable. For the 7th one, I say the zone doesn't move into one set location and it's random for each battle royale mode. I don't know if it's already in, but I think it's necessary for the mode. This is pretty self-explanatory. If the zone moves in to one spot inside every single battle royale mode, then everybody's just gonna go to that spot and camp. It would kind of defeat the purpose of the mode, because it's like, well, it wouldn't really defeat the purpose, but it would just be predictable, because people would know where to go, and people would start developing routes on how to get good loot and heading towards the set location on top of that. So it's like, if the zone isn't in random locations, it's just, you know. For the 8th suggestion, I said we can eat food for heals, like Karoo food being something we can eat for a smell heal buff, or coffee from the shop at Alabasta. And this is pretty self-explanatory, because if you're in a pinch and you need to heal, you should just pop some Karoo food and then eat it to heal, versus having to like passively regen, and I don't know how that's gonna work into the mode as well. And the 9th suggestion, which is what I feel like is the one of the most important suggestions on this, is that your inventory should have a limit of 5 things you can hold at once. Now, the main reason as to why I'm saying this is because imagine if somebody's running around with 10 fruits inside their inventory. They have 10 like 3 different stacks of healing. They have let's say that for you adds a new thing for like battle royale mode. Actually, no, scratch that. Let's say that they have like one sword style or like a katana inside their inventory. Then they have Sanji's leg inside their inventory for black leg. You wouldn't want somebody running around being able to use everything. If you give people a set limit on things to use, they'll think in different ways and they'll be like, should I use this or should I use that? And it kind of like, it all adds up to just making it more fun and being tactical. Like, I feel like that's the main reason as to why battle royale mode or battle royale games are so successful, because players constantly have to think about what they're gonna do and if what they're doing is the right decision, which is what makes battle royale modes good. So outside of that, hopefully you did enjoy like this short little brainstorming video, and I do want to say, comment any ideas that you want to see inside the battle royale mode, or if you think that something else is really needed for it. I will be reading the comments like every video, and the ones that I see stick out the most, I'll probably put them inside creator suggestion. And I do want to say, creator suggestion does not guarantee it being read by the developers, but it might be a higher chance, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this video, and yeah, battle royale mode.